Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
That's the like trapeze, a bar, exit,
the
push bar.
Jackson 1085, okay.
Is there, would you want to replace that with a panic bar that could be electrified? Is there a cross reference or update model or whatever that can be swapped out for?
No, you're gonna have to pull the device off, and then staying with Jackson or Sierra Lawrence, they can do electrified trim, where you can lock or unlock the outside lever. Or you can go to other manufacturers that will give you the electric latch retraction. So it can be done, but you're going to be dealing with a new device, new preparation in the door, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's what it is. It's a glass door.
Sure. Yeah, narrow style aluminum storefront.
Right. So that's why I was looking at, swapping it out. Because if I went with the electrified lever, the problem is going to be getting power to that by it being it's just got the frame and then there's all glass in the middle.
Sure. Yeah, getting power to it's going to be a challenge regardless. But yes, it would involve running more wire to get over to the trim. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah. But if I had the panic bar type, I can use a door cord.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, getting running power may or may not be possible on a concealed vertical rod to the trim. You may not have the room to tuck that in there to get it so it doesn't interfere. Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Mm-hmm. But because that's the word concealed vertical rod, so I have to change out the rods and everything too if I replace it with a different type unit.
100%, absolutely. Everything has to come off.
Okay, so probably better off using a mag lock.
Maybe. We're going to need more than a mag lock to maintain. How is that going to work with a mag lock?
It will be mounted at the top of the frame of the door, close to the strike plate side, and just disable. I guess probably what to do is just dog down the push bar so it won't be engaged, and then the mag lock would be locking the holding the door.
And how would you maintain security over the opening in the event of a power outage?
And the backup battery.
Okay. How many amp hours? It's Friday and 4th of July is on a Monday. Your power supply is going to look like a Tesla. They have a lot of batteries. So as devil's advocate, you have to think about that. Normally what's done is there would be a request to exit switch in the panic device. So you could pull that panic device off. You could go with one that will have a request to exit switch, meaning when you hit the panic device, it will open the circuit to the mag lock, allowing you to exit. In the event of a power outage, you're still locked. But you have to have more than that with that mag lock. You're going to need a push button within 60 inches of the door, required by code, wired between the mag and the power supply, so that you can interrupt the power to it at all times by hitting that switch in case there were to be a problem with the hardware. You could also put a sensor on the door as well. An overhead sensor could work. So let's see. If you put an overhead sensor, the panic device has got to go regardless, because you can't add a request to exit switch to that 1085. But you could do it with just is it a single door or a pair? It's a pair, isn't it?
Yeah, but only going to be operating just one of the doors with the card access.
Yeah. So we might be able to do it. We'd have to look and see if there's a mortise device available. I'd have to look. But you're going to need okay, so in a pair of doors, you're really going to need a concealed vertical rod because you can't latch to the other door with a rim device. So there might be a mortise style. But I'm really thinking the low-hanging fruit is just replacing the exit device with a concealed vertical rod that has electric latch retraction, whether it's Jackson or not. Doormatic will have one. Doormatic does have one.
Okay. And so take all that off. Pretty much would pretty much mount in the same location because it's already built and stuff. It just has a cylinder on the outside and a pull handle.
Sure. Oh, yeah, you've got to have some way to get in. Yeah, most definitely. What's going to be your switch in the circuit? How are you going to, you've got the load. Let's see, you're now load, conductor, power supply, and then your switch. So what's the access from the outside? Is it a keypad or a card reader or maybe a sensor? Card reader. Okay.
Reader.
Yeah. So yeah, it's easy. I mean, it's all super simple. But that device is going to have to come off. I think what the obstacle might be is finding someone. If you're not going to do it, finding someone who can.
Mm-hmm. Well, I pretty much would have to do it to try to work because it's a state government contract. Can't use any subcontractors. So I've worked on them. I've never installed the concealed vertical rods, but I have worked on them.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not intro level installation work, but it's the installation instructions are pretty straightforward. It's more of a confirmation that it will physically fit on the door, and if it does, it's just going to be drilling new holes.
Right. Okay. So which model would it be?
Let's take a look. I think we would do a. Bear with me. So it's going to be an EL. It's going to be a Doormatic 1990 is what the device is going to be called, and you're going to do an EL function on it, electric retraction.
The Doormatic 1990 EL.
Yeah, you could do. Actually, no. Stand by. I'm going off memory. I think it might be a 2390. You can't do EL on a 1990. Where's my 2390? Okay. Okay. 2390. Nope, not going to be that either. It's going to be a. Where's my Doormatic book?
Is it 2085, 2095?
Those are Sarah Lawrence part numbers.
Okay. Okay.
Door. Okay, sorry, it's a 1490 is the part number. I've forgotten more part numbers than, yeah. So it's going to, Doormatic makes their 1490, concealed vertical rod. Onto it can be done the electric latch retraction. You'll need a power supply, obviously, for it. Door cord or however to get the power there is not going to be an issue.
I've got some of these at another job site, those 1490s, but they're not electrified.
Yeah, so 1490 would work, and it's going to work on, we're going to want to make sure the style dimension that you have is going to be compatible with what this 1490 requires, which I'm looking, 1 3/4 minimum style required, so that's going to fit on practically everything that you would do. Can't see it being an overwhelming challenge myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So 1490 EL.
But theoretically, you could do backup batteries in your power supply. What's the application? Is it residential in the sense of it being a condo building or something?
No, it's a commercial. It's a government building, state government.
So is it ever unattended?
The building, they're there regular hours. I think like 7 to 4:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, it would be you'd have to to have the thing remain locked for days, I think would be unrealistic. But for 4 or 8 hours, that sort of thing, you could definitely do that on battery backup. So you could, run a maglock only. It's just there's going to be more hardware that you'll need to make that code compliant.
Right. Well, my preference is not to use a maglock. I only use maglocks when I have to.
Yeah.
Because some of the other doors had the panic bars on them, so I just got the retro kits and put inside of them to electrify them. Because they were talking, maglocks on those doors, but I told them, no, we can do a retro kit and make these electrified. So that's what we did to the other doors. Then we got to these doors, and they got the old trapeze style push bars on them. And I know that they can't be electrified, so I say, we're going to have to replace the thing or, go with a maglock.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but I just wanted to make sure, I can. So I can do the 1490 EL, and that'll be the concealed vertical rods. And so just pull all the guts and everything out, put in the new stuff, put the bar on, and then I'll just, come do the door cord and, come into the back end of it and set to go.
Yeah, run it, power supply. They're listing an 873 power supply for this, which is actually discontinued, but I have some. Whatever, you're going to need a power supply, and then the wiring.
I've got a electronics power supply because I've got several other doors that I've got strikes on.
Sure. I don't know the amperage of what this requires, but I can tell you the power supply they spec is a 2 amp power supply. So, that 2 amps not difficult.
Okay. 2 amps, okay. All right. Anything else I need to know? Now, I can purchase this from you. I have to go through one of the distributors, like Annexter or somebody like that.
Oh, no, right from us. Yeah. absolutely.
Okay.
You can call me at that point if you want to go over the installation instructions line by line. I don't make a living as an installer, but I've been doing this for 30 years. So me personally, if my life was as an installer, I wouldn't hesitate to do this. We'd be having lunch by 11.
Okay. And then costs.
Oh, yeah, sure, of course. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Is it aluminum or is it dark bronze?
It's aluminum.
Okay. So the electric latch retraction on a 1490 is going to be $1,040.
$1,040. Okay. And that would be everything I
I'm
need.
sorry. I believe that I said $1,040. If I said that, which I think I did, I'm wrong. That's $1,240. I apologize. It's $1,240 is what I should have said.
$1,240.
$1,240. Yes, sir.
All right. And that's door automatic.
Yeah, the 1490 for a 3070 includes electric latch retraction. Again, you need a power supply, a door cord, your switch, your card reader, and your, time, which is the hardest part.
Yep. Okay. All right. I need to work up a thing and submit it and see if they prove it. But, that's what they ask. We replace it to a panic electrified. So I'll give them a cost and see what they say. Because I'm looking at, I think I've got 3 doors in that building that have that old style.
Yeah, it's, access control's been around for a long time, but it's really, really, taking hold on how we interact with buildings nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you deal with automatic door operators?
We do, in fact.
And what brand do you carry on them? Because I've got, how many doors? And 3 doors on this building. Where I'm changing out this bars. They want the automatic door openers.
Okay. So you want to have an automatic door operator on the same door as these exits?
Yep.
Okay. So that's easy. You're obviously going to need a switch on the inside of the opening or a sensor. But in terms of new installation, so we deal with everyone. Horton, Besom, Stanley, Record, Gyrotech, Nabco, Tormax, blah, 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 blah. For new installation work, I use a company in Texas called Door Controls. They make a extremely robust unit made in the United States, engineered in the United States, that is dirt cheap compared to everyone else. A basic package can be about $2,500 for the heavy-duty operator, everything that you need, including activation plates. So it's going to be right in that range.
Okay, they want the touchless wave sensors.
So that would be no problem to do that. That'd be a marginal upcharge in the cost to add the touchless on the interior, but absolutely, that's easy.
Interior and exterior.
Well, on the outside, you're not going to have touchless because you've got to have your keypad. Or maybe if you want to go touchless on the outside, don't go with a keypad, go with a prox reader, so you can just hold your card up to it.
Yeah, that's what we're using, prox readers all over.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have an additional wave sensor on the outside.
Oh, okay. So, because they're kind of confused the way they want to do it. First, they were saying, all right, we want you to swipe the card, that'll unlock the door and open it. But if somebody doesn't have a card during business hours when the door is unlocked, then they want them to do the wave and get in. Because these doors I have handicap ramp.
So there would literally be no reason during the day to enter your credential.
Right, doing like from 8 to 4, the door will be unlocked for public, to come in. But then after that, employees or contractors that need to get access to the building, then they will use their card.
Yeah, I would see no problem adding a wave sensor on the outside, or just a door sensor where, the door can operate automatically. You would add a sensor to the outside, like when you walk into the grocery store. So if you walk up to the door, it's going to open for you. And then after hours, you'll shunt that wave sensor or the overhead sensor, and then you will simply need your credential to come in. I think an overhead sensor might be easier and rated for an exterior application, really. Those wall plates that you see I can't think of one that's going to be rated for an outside application.
Okay. Because I think with the LCN, you just because I know they got to have power for them. Because I was just going to use the push buttons at first, the wireless ones, but then they come back and say, no, we won't touch this. So that changed all of that.
Yeah, agreed. The response is, sure, we can do touchless, but they're not rated to get wet.
Okay.
I've not seen one that can be installed in that application.
Okay. So they can't be outside. Okay. But you're saying the sensors above the doors. I guess when it mounted, because these are some old buildings, and because I've got 2 doors, which is all glass, framing in glass, side the doors, top of the doors. But I guess I could just drill straight through and mount the sensor above it.
Yeah, it needs to. Yeah, sure, it needs to get to one way or another that wave or the overhead sensor needs to get to the controller on the automatic door operator.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you said the door controls. That's what the security door control.
The manufacturer of the operator.
Yes.
The company I like to use is called Door Controls.
Okay. Not familiar with them. Okay. I know SDC.
Oh yeah, no, I love those guys. They're great. They don't do automatic operators. Maybe they do now. Hard to say. They're always doing new stuff.
Yeah. Because I'm saying Door Controls. I know they used to make some security stuff. I don't know if it's the same company. So, and that would be now this kind of a low profile unit, or how big is it?
No, it's large, 6 by 6. It's like the size of the LCN that you might be the senior swing. It's going to look like that.
Okay. But it has the all the same features. If something gets caught in the door and it hits it, it automatically retracts and all of those features.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's completely high energy, meaning it's capable of very high volume commercial traffic that has all of the controls over it for so that it is completely compliant with A156.10, the ANSI standard for pedestrian door traffic.
ADA approved?
Of course.
Okay. Is it push pull? That's just another way you push, because most of these doors are push exit.
Well, sure. Yeah, all your doors are going to be outswing.
Okay. All right. So what would that be and the cost for that?
Well, yeah, we let's see here now. We talked about that earlier. Let's pull that up. Yeah, so a basic package for that's going to be $2,500. You're going to add, depending on what touchless sensor you want to do on the outside, whether it be overhead or something next to the door. I would probably budget $300 for that because you could do a BEA Eagle or you could do a typical BEA Wave sensor as well. So about $2,800 for a unit like that.
Okay. I can get a cut sheet on your website.
Maybe. You could send me an email and I'll reply back with a cut sheet. My email's under Contact Us in the upper right-hand corner of the site. It's a sales email that's there.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got to submit, cut sheets with this stuff. So, okay. All right. All right. I'll go back to your site, get your email, and shoot you an email so I can get that, put this together, and get it over to them.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. I appreciate your help.
Thanks for calling, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Now, as a follow-up to the conversation where I said that I was not aware of an exterior rated no-touch wave sensor, I was at the time correct. I've researched it and have found, yes, that certainly does exist. We can supply you with an outdoor jam style, which would be quite narrow to fit onto a jam, obviously of an aluminum storefront or hollow metal, etc. That is rated for exterior use. Some of the features are going to be a built-in timer from basically 1 second to 30 seconds. Programmable, the silhouette around the activation area can go from red to green or green to red. Adjustable sensor range, 2-inch to 7-inch. Weather resistant for outdoor use. A 1.2 amp relay with that time delay as well. Stainless steel jam mounting plate with that LED illuminated sensor area for easy identification, and operates on 12 or 24 volts DC only, no AC or no line voltage running to it. Ask us for part number DC10327, and there's going to be a cut sheet that is going to be shown up above for a few seconds right after this video. Thank you very much. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.